Hey, welcome back to setting up a REST API using MenStack. In the previous video, we were able to update the user fields using patch requests using find by ID and update method. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, I post up tutorials, tips, and tricks for web development, especially for developers that are just getting started. So if that's the sort of content you're interested in, then please do subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or have a request, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always open to new suggestions for content. Let's take a look at the delete request to finish off CRUD. We're here in our users routes. Let's update this. We'll do delete user. We'll go into, duplicate this. I'll name this delete user. That should go away now, that error. Okay, so in this one, I'm not going to use the params. I'm going to use a request.body and send in an ID instead, just so we have a variation between our update and delete, in case you want to do either. Now what we'll do here is we're going to check to see if request.body ID put that there. If request.body.id. Okay, and we're going to change this to find by ID and delete. Grab this, do an else, and this will be status of 400. We'll do a message here, valid ID or request or whatever you want to call it. What's going on here? Oh, there's just a lot. Let's delete this. We'll do here if no query. We'll also send another error here. This will be invalid user. Object. All right, that looks like it's working. Let's just check this, try catch. I'm going to send a request here through ID and check here. I think this should also be over here. If I don't find a request here, it'll be also invalid ID. So if there's no ID, if it can't find it, then there should be some kind of error that gets popped up. Save that. And let's go over to our delete. I have a request here, and this is different than just adding our ID to the end of the endpoint. We're going to send it through like a JSON for our body request. Now here, we'll need an ID. I'm going to send in this one we have here. So yeah, that was Pikachu. So let's just delete the Pikachu one, and we can always re-add it. We have our ID here. Send that. And Pikachu sits on Ash's shoulder. That's our data that were being sent back. We only have 3 documents now. Okay, let's add it back in or reload that. So now we have 4 again. So this ID is now different than what we had up here. So for comparison, see that it's different. We'll send that again. Actually, let's send this, see what kind of error we get. We have invalid user now. Look at that. That would be this, valid. And if I do this, invalid request. So we have no ID. Now let's send this, that, okay, deleted, Pikachu, electric Pokemon sits on Ash's shoulder again. If we go back here, this should go back to 3. So we'll do new. So there's some distinction. We got new. Okay, let's send this through again. We'll get this invalid user. So over here, we're getting this error because here it says cannot set header after they are sent to the client. That's because I didn't put an else statement here. So what happens is it goes here, it sends a header, and then it tries to send another one again here. Usually in a function, you do a return. then that ends it. Nothing else gets executed after that. Since we're sending a status here, sending a header, we'll have to do this, and that should fix that problem. I'll do that here as well. Let's try sending that again. We'll go to the bottom here. So it's connected, DB. We try to send it again. I'll get the invalid user message without the header error. All right, so that's how you delete users in our REST API. In the next video, we'll take a look at how we can use the REST API on a different domain or a different site other than our localhost.3000. And I'll talk to you guys hopefully in the next video. Hey, if you've gotten this far, thanks for the support. This will help the channel grow. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to click the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below. To stay updated with the latest content from the channel, you can subscribe by clicking right here in the middle.